Today is Proverbs 19. I'm in my office this morning. Hopefully, you had a great day yesterday and you are applying these things that we're talking about, and you're seeing some results. I would love to have you comment on the blog because your comments actually encourage other people to continue on. Proverbs 19, the NLT version today. Let's get started. Better to be poor and honest than to be dishonest and a fool. Probably what he's talking about there has to do with your reputation. Honesty is a great reputation. There are very few people today that are known as honest men. In the course of our ministry, we've never claimed to be flashy or the best preachers in the world, though we try to get better. Really what we want to do is make sure you know that we're honest and full of integrity and have godly character, and we persevere. If we can teach those four things, we feel like we can leave society better and the world better than when we came in. We want that to be our reputation, my family, myself, and the church. Verse number 2, without knowledge, enthusiasm without knowledge is no good, and haste makes mistakes. Don't be so quick to move that you make mistakes. People ruin their lives by their own foolishness and then are angry at the Lord. I've never seen so many people in my life get so angry with the Lord when it really wasn't His fault, it was ours. It's silly. Wealth makes many friends. Poverty drives them all away. Poverty drives them all away. What that means is that a lot of people will come to you whenever you have money. Whenever you don't, it's hard to find friends. A false witness will not go unpunished, nor will a liar escape. Many seek favors from a ruler, and everyone is the friend of a person who gives gifts. There we are again with the same analogy of rich and poor making friends. Verse 7, the relatives of the poor despise them. How much more will their friends avoid them? Though the poor plead with them, their friends are gone. So is he saying that it's important that you're a rich person to have friends? Not really. He's talking about if you weigh the rich versus the poor. And he talks about how to gain wisdom and wealth and how to have poverty in one hand. And so what we want to realize is that when you don't get up and go to work, you're going to gain poverty. When you hang out with evil people, you'll be in poverty. So all the things that he's teaching you of what to do and what not to do will either lead to wealth or poverty, friends or no friends. So don't pigeonhole anything in here, and keep an open mind when you read. Let me explain some things to you that I've seen in 51 years. Verse 8, to acquire wisdom is to love oneself. People who cherish understanding, they will prosper. A false witness will not go unpunished, and a liar will be destroyed. And God is really speaking through Solomon here and letting you know that he's seen this a million times. And people that lie, they will get caught up in those lies and be destroyed. First their reputation, then their lives, because people don't hire people that are not honest. And people don't give money and trust to people that are not honest. So they will be poor, they will not have any friends, and their life will be worthless. Don't lie is the lesson here. Verse 10, if it isn't right for a fool to live in luxury or for a slave to rule over princes. Sensible people control their temper. They earn respect by overlooking wrongs. Now, that's not every wrong. He still holds to the fact that a judge must use wisdom and fair play when judging, not overlooking wrongs. But what he's saying is you must decide which battles you want to fight. And also don't be so nitpicky on everybody else's problems. Overlook some things so that you can get to the bigger things. If you were to pick out every wrong in someone's life that you're mentoring, you would be picking them to death, and ultimately they would have no hope and no joy. So there are things you need to point out, but you don't need to point out every little thing. Probably what you need to point out are the things in your own life. Somebody once said that we have 4 fingers and 1 thumb, and the thumb points to us. So as we point at someone else, remember that thumb is pointing at us. The king's anger is like a lion's roar, but his favor is like dew on the grass. A foolish child is a calamity to a father, and a quarrelsome wife is as annoying as a constant dripping. Ladies, you need to see what that's talking about, because many times you're trying to connect with your husband, but he thinks it's called quarreling or contending for his authority, which God has given him and he's trying to take, especially if you're married to a good man, one who's trying to live for God. Be very, very careful that you're not contending about every little issue, or after a while he'll go to the corner of the rooftop if you sound like a dripping faucet. Verse 14, fathers can give their sons an inheritance of houses and wealth, but only the Lord can give an understanding wife. Only the Lord can give an understanding wife. The word of the Lord is what gives that understanding wife. Lazy people sleep soundly, but idleness leaves them hungry, verse 15 says. That's what I'm talking about as far as people that work hard, people that are not lazy. They're going to be well taken care of. They may not be the richest person in the world, but they're not going to go hungry. They're going to have things, food to eat, and places to sleep. 98% of the people in the world don't make very much money. It's only 2% that really make what you would call a lot of money. And so most of those percentages are in the in the United States of America. If you make $30,000 a year, you are a wealthy person compared to the average person in the world, with the several billion people that we have in the world. So understand what he means when he says wealthy. 16, keep the commandments and keep your life. Despising them leads to death. If you help the poor, you are lending to the Lord, and he will repay. Boy, that's why I love doing outreaches, because when we give to the poor, the Lord said he will repay. 18, discipline your children while there's hope, otherwise you will ruin their lives. Somebody once said this, they said either you will discipline your child when he's young, or the prison guard will discipline him when he's older. 19, hot-tempered people must pay the penalty. If you rescue them once, you will have to do it again. Parents, many times it's good just to let your child hit the bottom, because that's how he knows when it's time to get up and begin to reach for you so he can go further. Too many parents I've seen in my life cushion that blow, and the child never really tastes what we call concrete authority. Let him do it now so that when you're there to help him back up, it's going to hurt a little bit on both ends, but it's going to hurt a lot more later if you don't allow him to feel the pain of making bad decisions. 20, get all the advice and instruction that you can, so you will be wise the rest of your life. 21, you can make many plans, but the Lord's purpose will prevail. 22, loyalty makes a person attractive. Boy, I agree with that. Who can find a faithful man? Who can find someone who is loyal to them? Well, ask yourself this question before you cry too much about having loyal people. Who are you being loyal to? Who are you faithful to? Who are you second in command to and submitted to? Many men want their wives to be submitted to them, according to Ephesians chapter 5, but we're not submitted to other men or submitted to our authority. That doesn't work. You've got to be submitted. You got to be under authority so you can be in authority. Verse 23, the fear of the Lord leads to life, bringing security and protection from harm. That means you fear the word of the Lord so much that you do it. 24, lazy people take food in their hand, but don't even lift it to their mouth. 25, if you punish a mocker, the simple-minded will learn a lesson. If you correct the wise, they will be wiser. Children who mistreat their father or chase away their mother, they're an embarrassment and a public disgrace. Amen. If you stop listening to instruction, my child, you will turn your back on knowledge. Verse 28, a corrupt witness makes a mockery of justice, and the mouth of the wicked gulps down evil. Finally, 29, punishment is made for mockers, and the backs of fools are made to be beaten. Some of this may not encourage you a whole lot, especially if you have a tendency to be rebellious. But rebellion is bound up, the Bible says, in the heart of a child, or the heart of immaturity. And it says the rod of correction will drive it far, far from him. Don't be in a place where you can't learn by wisdom and by your pastor speaking to you who loves you and cares for you. Be in a place where you take instruction well. Just like if you were in the military or in an athletic event, somebody's got to lead and somebody's got to follow. And the better you follow, that's what determines your ability to lead or your maturity. So remember, humility determines maturity. Can you humble yourself and let somebody else lead you for a season until you have learned all of the adages of this game or of the military or of the ministry, to where you can be trusted that you will do the right thing consistently? Hopefully this has been an encouragement to you today. If you're getting anything now that we're in chapter 19, you should be getting consistency and repetition is how Solomon taught his children, how David taught Solomon, and how God teaches us. So be consistent in your learning and be consistent in your teaching. Go to church Sunday. Tithe and offer consistently. Help people consistently. Say things consistently. Be consistent with your words and with your actions. And God will reach down and use you for His glory. Get ready. Better days are ahead. I'll see you tomorrow.